我个人觉得，我记得风格这个赛季会变得很多，因为我们来了一个新手 JackeyLove，他本来就是他也是很凶的一个 ADC，就没必要一直在那个对线的情况下打出优势的。我也慢慢发育，我自己觉得也自己觉得自己的打团能力也不是很差的，所以打到后期也有 JackeyLove，就觉得不要很急，我就慢慢打，这种风格吧。
Oh, that is very interesting to hear from Rookie, actually, because it does seem like it very much is a conscious shift. It's like, I don't need to be aggressive in my laning phase. We actually don't need to do anything because JackeyLove will win the game later for us.
These are words that I didn't want to hear. I don't want to hear farming style, no longer winning lanes, not aggressive. Like, I totally understand having a diversified style, but the thing that has me so excited about Invictus Gaming is the triple threat. TheShy, Rookie, JackeyLove. And Rookie's like, you know, it's fine, I can take a step back. I'm like, no, please don't. Take a step forward. Two steps.
This is meant to be a momentous occasion as well, because this next game will be Rookie's 300th game, his 300th career game in competitive. So this is a big moment for him, and it would be really sad for him to be like, I'm just going to sit back in laning phase. I'm no longer going to be the benchmark of mid laners for the LPL, because everyone wants to test themselves against Rookie. But if he's just sitting there, it's just like, I'm going to play Galio and just farm. Like, that's not exciting anymore.
It's also very interesting for Rookie himself. You know, it's one thing to say the number 300. He's 300th career game. And it's like, no. We have what I like to call kind of career Koreans in our LPL. It's why usually when I go internationally, I don't say, you know, the Chinese team, I say the LPL team. Because a lot of our teams still have that mixed talent on it. But then you have people like Doinby, like Rookie, like Mystic Zero, Insec, who effectively kind of made their career in the LPL. I guess Insec doesn't really count, but you know, the other ones, certainly. Rookie, yeah, he had the 2014 KT arrows and the bullets and the rise there and the power there, but he's been in the LPL for so long that to me, I always just think of him as an LPL player, despite the fact that his home region is in Korea. So it is very cool to see him play 300 games with this same team.
I mean, to be fair, I think it feels like home to not only him, but also the fans. I think everyone's very much embraced him as he's ours now.
Easy Hoon as well, the fact that they're pretty much fluent in Mandarin. I mean, Rookie just gave his interview in Mandarin right there, so there's zero communication problems. And I continue and hope to see the LPL invest not only in domestic talent and development, but also in, you know, finding our foreign talent. I think we do a great job finding, you know, these Korean players in the rough that never really made their claim in the LCK or abroad anywhere, and then do have a true home in the LPL.
But from there, you've got to take that talent and then make a game plan and then execute on said game plan. And that was very much the issue last game from Invictus Gaming. But I do wonder if they will actually just flip back to what was working for them, because it was working for them coming into the start of the split. And no doubt they'll end up winning this series. But as you said before we went to break, against better teams, this won't fly. And they're going against better teams very shortly as soon as cross-conference begins.
And it's also strength of schedule. Like you said, it's pretty much as soon as cross-conference begins. The three teams that they have left to face, TOP, LGD, and Suning. So we'll still figure out if Invictus Gaming truly are a top-tier team or just kind of still sitting in the Rookie, not Rookie, JackeyLove needs some help with his headset. If they're a mid-tier team, he's like, what? What happened?
Yeah. Step one is getting your headset
Wow.
on.
He has
struggle
a
street right now.
full-on assistant for the headset.
Maybe just hires it. Maybe that's it. But we have no substitutions coming into game 2 here. Now, top, they actually did pretty well. They were aggressive because eventually something had to happen because Invictus Gaming weren't going to do it. So they did manage to get an advantage at one point. But unfortunately, the later a game goes for Topsports, you see the problems start to seep in. The fact they don't have that veteran status of any of the members, and also being able to get that shot calling in. They don't really have an identity right now, and that's causing problems when you do go late against these better teams.
They're not a fist, they're a bunch of fingers, and that's the problem, is they're just poking eyes and they're not actually slapping people down. Invictus Gaming, again, if you talk about TOP's identity crisis, we've kind of talked about IG shifting their identity a little bit. I don't know if I'm fully on board with it, but if they keep winning, I can't be mad, so.
Yeah, the fact that they are intending to do so, though, is very interesting, because it means that moving forward, maybe they can make that style actually work. Whereas at top, I don't think they've gotten to step 1 yet in that. That being said, I thought Ggoong did play very well. The fact that he came into this game,
5 mid lane bans.
Yeah, saying that, like, I want to win against Rookie here, and the guy was real twitchy. He was like trying to make everything work. As he said, multiple bans against him as well. So we'll see if Ggoong can make that carry happen, because we are going to send it over to the casters for game number 2.
Thank you very much, Pulse. Raz is still dancing over here. We're about to get into game number 2 of TOP taking on IG. And you know, TOP, as the Dessa mentioned, they looked good, especially Ggoong in the mid lane. You know, 5 bans against him, picked up the corki, still looked really strong at the champion.
He proved a point. And one of the biggest points for a lot of questions was on Ggoong's champion pool. They were like, is that a puddle? Like, how many champions does he actually play? Because it seems like every split, last split, it was like Talia, Jayce, Talia, Jayce, Talia, Talia. This time around, a lot of Ryze games. So now not only did they ban Ryze, but they banned literally everything else, and he was able to perform well on corki.
He's not a champion coin. Sorry, not a champion coin? Is that what we're calling it? Champion coin? The people that can only play 2 champions?
Oh yeah, and you just flip it and you find out. Technically that was a coin. Yeah, there we go. I will adopt that one from you.
Not anymore. Not anymore. He plays multiple champions now, and he does well on all those champions. On top of that, we had QiuQiu in the bottom lane, playing really well on Desire.
I want to see a little bit more of that.
And he's up against JackeyLove. He had so much hype coming into the LPL, so much hype joining Invictus Gaming as well. We'll have to continue to track his performance in the LPL this split.
And what makes JackeyLove important for IG is the fact that he's an aggressive AD carry. If you look to every other AD carry IG has been a lot of passive play. We're talking about Kid, Tahm, Rain. We can keep going through the names. It's been a bottom lane that is kind of abandoned in a lot of cases. And this time around, it's the first time IG can look towards a bottom side to play through. And it looks like they're going to be taking that opportunity to do that.
They had lots of time, they had lots of rain, but they've settled for love here, as we do get into Champions Select for the second match of this best-of-3 series. Ryze, Azir, and Zoe, the 3 bans that come out from IG once again. Gangplank, Kog'Maw, and Camille, the 3 bans from TOP. Instantly locked in for Baolan is going to be the Tahm Kench in the bottom lane.
I just feel like Coach Mafa does not like Ggoong. Something he did to him back in Korea was like, nah, we're throwing every single ban his way. He still didn't prove himself in game 1. We're going straight at it in game 2.
TOP lock in Ezreal as their first pick of choice for QiuQiu in the bottom lane.
And one of the best things about Ezreal is that he does have the highest damage per minute currently as an AD carry in the league. A lot of the AD carries that have been picking up would be Crystal, and so you can see a lot of damage being done once the 20-minute mark gets hit. So now this is another game where TOP are looking towards QiuQiu to be their main late game AD carry.
And I mean, is that from the poke that Ezreal brings to the bottom lane? Because we have the likes of Varus, Kog'Maw, Vayne, even Caitlyn being played in the LPL. Who do you think would out-damage the Ezreal?
Yeah, it's definitely the poke within the lane and poke out of the lane. It's good to set you up for a lot of objectives if you end up landing some cheeky Qs on a carry. So you're like, well, I guess we get free pressure. But once that does stack up, when you get 4 items, Blade of the Rune King, Iceborne Gauntlet, all that good stuff with the Muramana, you really do become a late game god. Sure, not the percentage damage that we're talking about when we're locking in a Vayne, but it's still damage.
Let's see if they do lock it in. For now, though, it's going to be Ezreal paired up with Braum.
Ah!
We do know that the Braum pickup synergizes well with Ezreal. I know you like to talk about it a lot, but it's not a Vayne res. It's going to be Sejuani as well as Jayce.
I should be excited anyways. That's a Jayce possible mid lane. I mean, Rookie can play a lot of AD carries. Last time around picked up the Jayce, but no, TheShy has played Jayce this season, had a lot of success with it in the top lane. The only real worry when I see that is because it's not a counter pick, it is just a blind pick Jayce.
Inside of TOP, seems like they're looking for their jungler of choice. And they do just that. Zach gets locked in for Karin in the jungle. We have not seen Karin, step up to the plate in that last match. His second game in the LPL will be this one.
Yeah, and the fact that he's gone towards Zach, apparently is 71% win rate. That's massive. Showcases that TOP wants to continue to play towards that late game style, that late game point where they could play towards team fight. I know famously IMA was the team that discussed about that 50-50 late game. If you get to a 50-minute team fight, you don't know who's going to win at the end. Maybe TOP can come out with that victory. They've been kind of playing well once they get to that point in the game, in the last game if we were talking about it. So this time around, they're just going to go for it again.
Throwing multiple bans at JackeyLove in this match, though. Varus as well as Kalista being taken off the table. Whereas IG switched things up, throwing bans towards the top lane against Moyu. Both On and Na have been taken away.
Yeah, but we already saw Vayne get flashed, and he didn't pick it up. He's still showcasing that he has the flexibility to just play that here, including the Draven, which he played in off-season. So JackeyLove does have a larger pool than what we've seen thus far in this split.
TOP, lock in Poppy. Hello. That was...
last second.
That was an interaction. So I saw the lock-in, the animation reds. It swapped over to IG and then suddenly, nope.
Yeah,
Poppy.
they're trying to mix you up.
But still, it's Poppy. We have not seen Poppy played yet in the LPL.
And I love Poppy. Actually love Poppy as a champion. So it's going to be a treat to have her in the top lane. We haven't seen her at all just because there are a whole host of reasons, let me tell you. It just loses out in lane.
Tell me these reasons.
Loses out in lane. Laning phase is really hard for her. No range, no ability to kind of poke it out. And here's the thing. That's going to be a Jayce in the top lane. We were worried about that initially. And so if he's going up against a Jayce, Jayce has so much, I would say, options in being able to keep him down. If Poppy gets one kill in the lane, sure, he can go towards a lot of armor in the ninja tabis. We'll talk about that once the game gets in. But he really does kind of require that to be made in the game. You also have a lot of playmaking once you go into it. There's so much to talk about when it comes to Poppy. I want to just get into it immediately.
For the side of TP, their mid lane of choice is going to be the Orianna up against Rookie's Karma. TheShy does pick up the Jayce in the top lane, as you mentioned, and JackeyLove does pick up the flashy Vayne pick for IG.
All right, so he wanted to go toward it anyways. Just showcases that he can play the pick and he has the Tahm Kench to save him if he gets caught out in any scenario. And he might need that because you have a Zac who's likely going bottom side of the map with a Braum. So that's a lot of skirmish potential in the bot side for TOP. They might try and pick on the Vayne pick here.
Potentially. We'll have to see how this game pans out. JackeyLove, mechanically proud. Really good at mechanics.
He is.
Words are difficult sometimes.
The mechanics king.
He is the mechanics king. Does have the support of Rookie once again. Rookie picks up Galio in game number 1 and was able to provide the additional support for JackeyLove on the Varus. This time around, he's picking up Karma. Even more support coming out for the AD carry.
Yeah, that's a major point to kind of hit on. Because we already saw a video piece in which Rookie was literally talking about a change in style. This is the new style of Invictus gaming, is having him support. We were talking about how Rookie was that main player in the mid lane. He'd play that Syndra. He'd play a pick in which he could carry in later game team fights, and he'd be able to snowball off of. This time around, it is a major shift, and sure, Karma is great in the laning phase. His entire focus is going to be in supporting JackeyLove.
So we're going to have some time as we get into this game, Raz. It's going to be, you know, everyone fanning out. The crowd's going to be cheering for their teams. You have a lot to talk about this Poppy.
Yes, I do.
It's the first Poppy that we've had picked in 2018 besides one game in the NA Academy. Now tell me, you said there were a lot of problems with this Poppy. You only gave me one of those problems. I want all 99.
Oh, damn. I didn't say it was 99 problems.
I thought there'd be 99. TheShy is not one.
That's a good one. I'm not taking that from you. You can keep that one.
It's big Poppy, Raz. Big Poppy. But come on, tell me, what are these problems that Poppy has in the current meta?
So itemizing is a big piece. Okay, wait.
Gonna give them the floor. TOP a lot faster.
Yeah, there we go. Passion, too. They just want the game to go on. So let's talk about the Poppy a little bit. So Poppy, itemizing, big question mark, is what she's going to get. Sudden impact, Grasping and Undying. Grasping and Undying is good. Not a lot of times in which you can use that within the laning phase just because you're not going to be able to, I would say, get a proper trade. If you're going to be trying to trade up against a Jayce, you're probably already losing to begin with. So when you find those openings, though, you do have to wait on major tank items and going for team fights. But currently, the top lane meta is so vast and allows for carries to happen. The Vladimir is one that's bad for Poppy. Jayce is bad for Poppy. God, even Orin is bad for Poppy.
You're just trying to say everything's bad for Poppy here, Az? Look at this. TheShy already trying to bully out Karin nice and early.
Run.
He is running away. TheShy actually goes into hammer form and says, I will fight both of you.
He would have to force a smite here.
Is he? No? Oh yeah, he does force a smite. Karin's forced to use it. Moyu doesn't take any damage from that last shock blast.
Yeah, the worst thing you want is that 50-50 if he throws out the Q and is able to steal the red buff. That would be nightmare mode for Karin, so he'd have to use smite, which kind of changes how he clears here.
And Moyu's actually running airy here, Raz. Not going into the resolve tree, not going for the kleptomancy. Said a bit of sorcery.
Okay, that's interesting. The only thing I could say that maybe, actually, I've never seen the Poppy interaction with Area. I think that he gets added shielding. He throws out his buckler. I want to see that.
Let's see if that does happen. Ggoong as well as Rookie trading in the mid lane. Good even trades between the two mid laners for now.
Yeah, he would have to be focused around buckler trades. Just throw out the buckler when he can. That's the only way he's really going to be able to walk up to the wave. Oh, thank God he missed.
Still, TheShy is getting so much damage onto Moyu, even after missing his combo. Zoning Moyu away from CS here.
And usually when you see these Jayce versus tank top lane matchups, you would have to look towards the jungler and see if Ning is propping the pickup. If he's pathing towards it, yeah, this is scary.
Oh, you messed it up, Raz. Oh, no.
Well, he only has Smite now.
Blue buff's angry.
Okay, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He has red buff. He's going to heal up. He has Smite. Okay.
He is fine, Raz, but still slows him down a little bit.
Yeah, and this is a lot of this is on TheShy that was able to bully him really early on and chunk him. Zach's first clear is pretty bad. And not only is it bad, but you had the fact that most junglers usually look to skirmish jump to him. Just invade and try and track him so he doesn't clear any better. This time around, he gets out safely. We didn't get to catch it, but if you look in the minimap, you see the fact that he was able to hop out of that one just so Ning wasn't immediately on top of him. But there's a lot of pressure going on to Karin, and he's able to survive through that pressure.
Ning is able to pick up both Scuttle Crabs and a small experience advantage. Both Krug camps have been left up so far. He's not there. Spoiler, sorry.
I don't think he heard you, but if he did, he would have been upset.
Would have been a problem, Raz.
Yep.
Competitive integrity. Come on.
I'm more worried about the fact that you would have spoiled it for him. It's pretty intense. Finding out whether it's still there or not.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Raz. Double minion, two minion dematerializers have been picked up by the side of TOP, one on the side of IG, two in the mid lane. We have Braum picking it up as well.
Yeah, good point to kind of push on this is the fact that we have a poke advantage with the Ezreal that he can try and chip down JackeyLove, but now that you add the push advantage coming with the minion dematerializer every single time the wave comes at, oh no, he's actually going to die. Thank God he missed another Q. TheShy's not landing Qs, Fish.
No,
he's not landing Qs.
It's a little bit shy, it seems, Raz in the top lane, whereas Rookie going to get some good damage onto Ggoong in the mid lane. Has the backup of Ning in case he gets into a sticky situation.
But back to the piece about the minion dematerializer. That just allows Ezreal and Braum more space to kind of push into the lane. Currently, it's pretty rough just because Tahm Kench is a pretty good matchup into Braum and has surprising amount of wave clear if he's using the W to kind of pick up a minion and throw it at the wave. That's usually the way they kind of be able to take over the wave in that sense. And they have proper trading just because Tahm Kench trading is pretty abusive. But if you have that dematerializer, it gives you a lot of options to be able to kind of ease that space and allow Ezreal to kind of have more ability to poke onto Vayne under tower.
Top side of the map still watching this. TheShy's been able to bully up Moyu quite well on this Poppy. You expected this. It's one of the matchups that Poppy doesn't do too well into. It was picked into by TOP. Still yet to see why. Teleport already used very early by Poppy. He's going to be forced to go back to base again.
Getting smashed in terms of the CS department. That's what we expected. In fact, even the call being picked up just to get even a larger gold lead for TheShy. This is what is pretty, I mean, you're afraid of this kind of situation. You kind of have to expect it. Worst case scenario is if Ning is not really supporting the pick top side. He's going to get picked out. Oh, he's gone.
Goodbye.
Thank God. Yeah,
Doesn't get the big raptor though.
Worst case scenario is if Moyu does get dived constantly. So he's going to be really worried about how much HP he actually has in those scenarios, because sure, he can kind of push them back with Sejuani dash getting canceled out by her W. Same with TheShy's Q. There are opportunities for Moyu to outplay that, but it's still a worry, so he kind of has to keep himself topped up.
And when we saw a lot of Poppy last year, oh no, he's actually going to tackle push to TheShy here and get some damage. It's not going to do all that much, but still get some damage, whereas Ning tries to jump into the mid lane here. Ggoong will get locked down, uses his stopwatch very early. Rookie looking for damage still. There's just a trade in the mid lane, no summoner spells being burnt. TheShy wants to stay in lane, picks up some honey fruit.
Best piece about that one is the fact that Ggoong had to use stopwatch to avoid the gank entirely. So sure, he has flash up, but Ggoong now has to be cognizant of basically the constant pressure that's been kind of hitting his lane up time and time again.
And what I was trying to go at is, when we historically saw Poppy be bullied in lanes, there'd always be a breaking point where the bullying stops. Where she picks up enough items to, you know, negate all the harass that would come out from a laner like a Karin or a Jayce. Seems to slowly be approaching that point for Moyu. He's still being bullied out. He hasn't died yet. He hasn't been camped by a jungler or dived yet. But when exactly can we expect that to come through as Ning tries to jump into the mid lane? Forces a flash out of Orianna.
I would say the fourth back, just because he wants himself not only the Ninja Tabi, but he would also want the, oh, I'm trying to remember that item that gives you the, like, whenever you attack.
Bramble Vest?
There we go, Bramble Vest. Those two items can do a lot of good for you. He's nowhere near that currently. But if he can get this one gank off properly,
they go for it. Good knockout coming in from Karin. Will slam him back into the minions. Moyu trying to get behind him to knock him into the wall, but he's taking a lot of damage to that. Uses his own ultimate. Uses the steadfast press as well to stop him, and then slams him into the wall. First blood picked up by Karin.
way too much CC in the lane. There's no way he's going to be able to get out of that one. Not even Flash could save him on that one. So there was so much setup and then just enough damage for him to pick it up. Unfortunately, the kill didn't go to Moyu. So he still has a lot of ways to go, but that's still a successful cut to the pressure that TheShy was kind of placing.
Normally you have fun with the bouncy castle, Raz, but TheShy did not enjoy that experience at all. Teleports being used into the bottom lane by JackeyLove, just to get back into the lane nice and quick. And QiuQiu actually taking some good damage coming out from the Vayne as well. Baolan making sure he can keep Vayne nice and safe. BF sword picked up first by JackeyLove. Sheen and Tier have been complete by QiuQiu.
The builds that Vaynes have been going towards lately has been the Static Shiv, and then later on they would get the Infinity Edge. Those two items are pretty key. Static Shiv a little bit more so, just because it allows them the damage and also the wave clear.
JackeyLove going aggressive, immediately met by a teleport from Cat.
Yeah, just in case if the fight kept going.
For a second, Raz, I thought they were planning that. You know, the tumble comes in, that's a top lane teleport from Moyu trying to get right behind them. No, it's a support again. When will this stop?
I'm telling you, that would have been a bad TP from the top laner, because there's no way for you to follow that up unless if you just had some unreal reach.
I'm going to echo Rusty here. I am upset.
Just got to let it happen.
Well, as we move back into the top side of the map, it sees about a 20 CS lead for TheShy. Moyu at half health again, despite the fact that they got a good gank onto the top lane.
We would usually see about a 20 CS deficit in the Poppy side of the top lane matchup. And the one thing you would get back from it is just outright team fights. And the team fights, I would favor TOP just because they have a lot of tanks. Braum, you know, they got the Zac and the Poppy. That's a lot of frontline, reliable frontline that allows you kind of to look towards Ggoong's damage and QiuQiu. That's nice. They see that pretty vividly. But they have to get to that point. That's a lot of hits to the head to be able to get towards it.
Slowly they'll get towards it. However, IG are making the proactive attempt to move top lane, Raz.
Yeah, Orianna is still stuck mid, doesn't have TP for himself.
Very close, but Moyu is able to get back to base and teleports back in straight away. Now has that ninja tabby. So the dive gets stopped. Karin was spotted out by the gang squad, but he's still jumping in. TheShy does not get collapsed upon, but does get slammed back into minions. Moyu gets behind him, slows him down with a Q, and knocks him back outside of the ultimate that comes out from the Zac. Moyu's now the one that gets locked out. Good damage from Rookie, and IG turned that gank around.
Really unlucky interaction. That's when it just comes down to communication. That's the only thing you can blame in that scenario, because if they were both used properly, the Jayce is dead. 100%. Gets knocked into the tower and gets knocked into a wall. That's how it should have been played out. But Poppy's E came in first.
Knocked TheShy outside of Karin's ultimate. Unfortunate, but IG will put themselves on the scoreboard, pick up a kill for Rookie in the mid lane after attempting a dive onto Moyu earlier. Forced his teleport out, so that's going to be a long walk for Packy back to the lane.
Yeah.
For Poppy, Packy. Karin now going to try and stop Ning from taking away his Raptor camp. Ggoong is here as well. Gives him the ball to make sure he's nice and safe. Smite goes down towards the Raptor camp.
He doesn't have nearly enough damage, and that's immediately a tower. I mean, I was going to talk about how the fact that TheShy was able to pick up Bilgewater Cutlass, which means he has a lot more sustain in the lane. That was the one worry that you would have in terms of taking trades up against Poppy. But he had that with a few daggers for attack speed, so he would have been having a better time in the lane. He wasn't already having a good time. But he just immediately chips down the tower. That's an 11-minute top lane tower.
And he just moves towards Riptail. That's the jungler's job. TheShy says, you know what, I've got time. And again, TOP picked into this matchup, Raz. They picked the Poppy into the Jayce. They knew what they were getting themselves into. But why? I still don't understand.
Team fights. That's the only reason. It's not a good reason, but that's it. Poppy, usually you'd have at least a carry jungler, just so you can have easier ganks in the top side. So it would be a lot faster, and you would have all the gold onto the carry jungler, so you can actually consistently threaten the top lane pick. But at this point, now that TheShy has a good amount of lifesteal underneath him, he could probably just outright take that 2v1.
So how much of a deficit can TOP put themselves into with this Poppy pick? Because for now it's 1,500 gold. IG are about to take bottom lane out to turret as well.
Yeah, it's going to get larger until Poppy looks to make a play, and she doesn't have teleport. So it's going to take about a minute and a half until they have that opportunity.
Are they going to try and go for a gank in the mid lane? Doinby simply flashes away. Doesn't risk anything.
Yeah, we're getting the flash out. Gives them an opportunity to go for it again. Unfortunately, Rookie has stopwatch, which is another barrier to gank.
And he can just sidestep Karin whenever he wants, allowing Ning to jump in, get the good crowd control. He'll be delivered back in, but he can be locked down if he chooses to do so. However, TOP's QiuQiu and counter too quick to the punch, out-rotating the bottom lane from IG to get closer to save their jungler.
Yeah, good map awareness coming in from IG and communication. Just recognizing that they're just going to be way too fast to be able to make it a 4v2. Those ain't good numbers.
You can already see TheShy reckons that those Krugs are his Krugs now. Make sure Moyu can't step anywhere close to him, and Karin is denied a jungle camp.
This is when the focus starts to really head towards the top lane, because it's up to TheShy now what Invictus Gaming actually do. They can send TheShy mid lane, and he can look towards chipping tower, but that would force Moyu to look for a team fight, which he actually does want. So he wants an excuse to leave this lane. Another option is just to send Ning deeper into the red side jungle and start placing deeper control wards so they can look for the inner top lane tower, and it would be so much harder for TOP to kind of push them off that.
Karin still trying to defend his own camps away from Ning, as QiuQiu takes some damage from JackeyLove, gets the 3-bolt proc, but doesn't deal too much damage. But he's not afraid to step up here, JackeyLove, even though he's just getting some poke damage onto the bottom lane duo.
And they have enough sustain from the relic shields just to be able to say, okay, we take a poke, doesn't matter to us.
They jump in for a fight. Karin's going to jump in, but way too far back. Locks down Baolan. Baolan will be able to eat up the Vayne, bring him back to safety. And he's A-okay. No problem for JackeyLove. Heals back up through relic shield once again.
We alluded to that in Champion Select, that was an option to be able to kind of look for a Braum passive with an Ezreal Q and then a knock-up, maybe an ulti from Karin. He doesn't have it up just yet. That was a play that was available to IG, to TOP, to kind of play onto IG. It's way too hard just because Tahm Kench is available for them. And on top of that, so much focus is now on the top side of the map, which is just a ticking time bomb. The TOP doesn't know what to do.
2,500 gold behind Invictus Gaming at the moment, TOP, as IG again look for another rotation towards the top side of the map. They're going to be able to get behind Moyu here, who is at half health from TheShy. Uses the steadfast presence, knocks Ning back deeper in towards the jungle. That's the ultimate burnt by Poppy.
Yeah, but they could just set it up on the next wave too. Didn't mention this, 15 minutes into the game, he already has a Blade of the Rune King.
They may have found Karin here. There goes Ning over the wall, pops the ultimate, but knocks the passive out of Zac. That's going to be a kill picked up. Shockwave coming through. He teleports to try and deny that kill, but Karin comes back alive. Rookie gets that kill. Now Moyu as well as Orianna, the ones that are in trouble. TheShy picks up one, looking for another as Moyu tries to waltz away. Rookie shields up the team, still going for more, can't quite lock him down. And Moyu does escape back to safety.
And all of that mana that TheShy expended to be able to get that fight going through, isn't it going to go right back into his pockets because he has a blue buff off of that? Don't know why the TP came in for Karin, because that's just an expended TP. Of course that Karin's going to get popped up the moment he comes back alive. So right now, IG are taking control of the game 16 minutes into it. It feels impossible for TOP to come back.
And as much as we talked about TOP, you know, their bottom lane looked good last game. Ggoong looked fine on the Corki. This time around, though, the top lane has just completely fallen apart naturally. Karin, he's trying to have impact, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, a lot of it is just off the back that IG have just taken so much control of this side of the jungle. Look at the control wars that are being placed here. So even the jungler trying to see if he can help out Moyu in the top side of the map turns into this fight. He dies first, and of course Ggoong and Moyu are going to get turned on immediately afterwards.
And that's increased the gold deficit to 4,500 in IG's favor. Doesn't look like TOP have any proactive moves left here, Raz, as top lane inner turret got taken down.
I'll say the one point of focus that I would look here towards this team, there's still the pick potential coming in from Zac. And I lied, there's actually two. It'd be the Orianna potential wave clear, because they will really require that wave clear to kind of extend the game. So as long as Ori can keep that mid lane tower up, it's going to be harder and harder now that IG are really now just focusing towards that one outer turret. then TOP can look towards their next point of win condition. The Baron, can they steal the Baron? Can they actually push out a wave and get a pick? These are good questions. They haven't figured that out themselves, but the first step all comes into protecting that mid lane outer turret.
TheShy tried to stop Karin from picking up his own red buff, but not able to do so. Blade of the Ruin King fully complete for the Jayce.
This is scary. Full Blade of the Ruin King. A Phage as well, because he's going to get Black Cleaver. He's just hitting all these points so quickly that you expect that he would have Kleptomancy, but he doesn't.
Instead, IG just going to continue pushing down on two fronts. Top lane, a huge pressure point for TheShy. Already taken down 2 turrets there. Mid lane outer still alive. JackeyLove as well as Baolan have already been able to out-bully QiuQiu and Cat, making sure they take down bottom lane outer turret.
Ooh, and usually these matchups, seems like they're going to try for a fight here.
They're going to try and force for that fight there, locking down Baolan. Cat will get the slowdown as well. That's a flash forward from Karin, but instantly knocked back by JackeyLove, saving his support.
A really good trade-off for IG is that they get a lot of pressure on the top side of the map while not losing a single person in the bot side. One thing I wanted to hit on was the fact that Static Shiv was complete for JackeyLove, and usually that's when the matchup goes in favor of JackeyLove, or at least the Vayne, because they have push priority going up against QiuQiu.
Still, no proactive moves coming out from TOP besides trying to use that Zac to force a gank.
Yeah, it's just difficult. I mean, at this point, they tried to go for it in the bot side of the map, but you would have to pull Poppy away from this lane to find a better opportunity. But you could see where the wave is in the top side of the map. They pull her away for one wave. He's going to look for an inhib tower. That's how much work TheShy is doing so far this game. He's
Actually disgusting.
He's contesting the Krugs.
Against 2 people as well. Moyu even forced to put a ward down to stop Karin from losing this Krug. And Shy is still saying, you know what, I might take it.
I'm going to try.
Give me a second, I will take it.
I want to see if he takes it or not. No.
Ooh, close. Very close.
But he was successful at annoying Karin. That's really what matters at the end of the day.
IG now have their eyes set on that mid lane outer turret. The Cat will take some damage here. Baolan says no. JackeyLove, you be careful.
And this is when it's important for TOP to just put their foot on the ground. They can't allow this turret to go down. Not at all. Really wonder to see if they were able to take Rift Herald at all. But at this point in time, TOP needs to... Yeah, there it is. All right, you know what? I don't think you have a choice, TOP.
They're going to throw down Rift Herald in the mid lane, looking to try and get that charge going. Moyu wants to knock it back. You can't knock back that Rift Herald. That's going to be mid lane outer turret taken down by IG just with Brute Force alone. They force a fight as well. Ning flashing forward with the ultimate. TOP going to try and kite this one back. Rift Herald gets another charge through. QiuQiu goes to the wall, takes so much damage from JackeyLove. TOP forced to retreat once again.
That's mission complete for IG. Sure, they can look for more, but the mid lane turret was all that was keeping TOP up to get vision towards Baron. Now that that is gone, TOP is going to have a much harder time to try and defend a Baron rush coming in from IG.
Cat's going to have to jump back. IG still trying to push forward for this. TheShy is in the bottom lane, making sure he can push out bottom lane towards that bottom lane in a turret.
This is so much pressure. All of this too, while at the same time TheShy is just chipping at this tower.
Again, IG just tearing apart TOP piece by piece. We complimented TOP a lot last game, Raz. Doesn't look like there's much compliments we can give them heading into this match because IG are just tearing them apart. They're going to go for another force, and Ning just says no. You can't do that.
That is so smart. Here comes the TP. Just kidding.
Where's that TP, Raz? Where's it at?
It's not there.
TheShy cancel it because he wants to kill Moyu instead. Gets good damage on towards the Poppy.
Where do you think you're going?
Look, Moyu has 99 problems and TheShy is all of them right now.
You've already made that joke before.
No, I said that TheShy wasn't one. TheShy is actually all of his problems.
Oh, okay. You've updated it. All right. You know
Nothing Moyu can do at the moment.
That's true.
Karin now going to try and run away from JackeyLove, who just does too much damage on this Vayne. Another inner turret is going to fall. JackeyLove takes that one down with the help of his team. Moyu going to take a lot of damage from TheShy.
Oh my god, TheShy is so confident here that he's literally walking past Moyu to auto-attack the turret.
Ning tries to collapse on towards Cat here.
At this point, he's just goading the rest of TOP to try and double up on him. If they send 2 men to try and stop Jayce, that's an instant Baron. That's a Vayne on the enemy team. So IG should be able to get a free Baron here, not because, of course, they're just here with no vision. Okay, thank you. But because Jayce is putting in way too much work that it's creating a point of confusion for TOP.
Teleport's being used by Ggoong to try and get towards this fight. Meanwhile, we have TheShy going in a one-on-one, but let's take a look at this team fight. Ultimate comes out from Zac, does nothing. Karin still deep in the backline. Shockwave's available to be used by Ggoong, but he's holding onto it for now. Ning very low. Shockwave going to whiff. Ning jumps out of that pit, and JackeyLove goes forward. Damage on towards Catch. Static Shiv gets popped, but TOP live to fight another day.
Really strong baited out Shockwave coming in from Ning. Sure, he was incredibly low, but he held on to his Q, recognizing that the moment the Shockwave comes out, he can dodge it out. Now Ggoong doesn't have that. It's very crucial, and he doesn't have it for this Baron fight.
Teleport's going to be coming in back from Rookie, trying to get towards this Baron. JackeyLove getting good damage. Rookie going to lock down Cat. Just get some damage on towards the Braum, and this time TOP respond. They're going to throw Poppy down to the bottom lane, but that's it. There's no Ezreal in this team fight. QiuQiu is nowhere to be seen, and IG turn around looking to try and pick them off one by one. TheShy is coming to the team fight as well. He teleported to the back lines. Cat is the first casualty. Moyu's trying to run away. Shock Blast combo does not connect. Only JackeyLove gets knocked out of that pit. IG pick up the pick onto the support of TOP and back off.
And they can keep trying for this play. Now Ggoong finally has his ultimate, but it's way too late, because he's going to have to base himself. Doesn't have much mana to his name. And they've already lost a member in Cat. So it looks like IG can keep playing towards the Baron position.
And they're going to try and keep doing that. Ning now on top of the Elder Dragon. Mountain Dragon.
Looks pretty mean.
It's a very mean dragon. So IG decide not to go for the Baron play just yet. They can force that again another time. And that's 7,000 gold ahead, Rez.
That's what's going to suck for TOP. It's not the fact that IG can take it quickly. It's the fact that they're just using it as a pawn to draw TOP towards them and fight them time and time again. TOP recognizes that the Baron is going to be an end game goal for IG, and IG recognized that, and they're like, all right, come, please.
You know, if you look at the minimap, Raz, the damage that TheShy has done to the bottom lane inhibitor turret is massive as well.
Yeah, they can actually just send him on a trip.
Yeah, leave him alone long enough, and that turret is going to fall.
He's going on a field trip right now. He's already pinged it out. There are two pings. One is where the bottom lane wave is, and the other one is literally the tower being that low. So right now, it just seems like they want to take that tower, and they're definitely going to send Jayce to be able to go and get it.
8,000 gold now, IG in the lead. They're going to try and force a fight here. Karin jumps on top of Rookie, gets good damage, but he's in trouble. Very low on health. Now it's going to be Baolan jumping into the fight, but JackeyLove turns on the heat, pops his ultimate, is charging forward. Shockwave does barely anything to the Vayne, as now JackeyLove forced to kite backwards, uses the stopwatch, trying to stay alive for now. Gets into Baolan's belly, making sure he can stay alive even longer. TheShy wants to reach on a fight. Shock Blast combo does some work, and JackeyLove is just going forward now. Ning gets that first kill. The rest of TOP forced to back away, and they lose 2 members this round. Surely IG pick up Baron here.
Yeah, 2 frontliners down from TOP, both the Braum and the Zac. I don't know how they're going to be able to try for this. The best case scenario for them is that they maybe try and use QiuQiu on Ggoong.
Oh, he stole it!
Oh my God!
They knocked this smite away from the Baron pit, and QiuQiu snipes off Baron!
How does that happen? Try and body block it. That is devastating for IG. Sure, they can just go right now and try to take the turret for free, but
It's a hype play, Raz, but is it really that devastating for IG at the moment? Because they're already onto another inhibitor turret.
I mean, TOP had no chance to take this game up until that point. Now they have at least one saving grace to extend the game. They have a saving grace to protect their inhibitors. That was so sick. Throw it up on the screen right now. I want to see what does it. All right, let's check this one out. So definitely Poppy popped out. Ning, oh, so they didn't have the members to be able to body block it. Baolan was body blocking from the left, and the 2 people that were body blocking from the right got both bopped out of the pit. That's insane.
63 hit points, Raz.
Welcome back, Poppy.
So finally we see the use of the Poppy. It's when TOP are, 8,000-9,000 gold behind, knock Ning out of the Baron pit so that QiuQiu can steal the Baron.
That was why it was picked.
That's why TOP have gone for this pick. Still don't quite agree with it.
It was not why it was
But
picked.
it's given them a saving grace at least, Raz. 2 minutes with this Baron buff to work with.
That's what I love about Poppy, though, is that you don't understand how, what the gold value is on the ultimate, because you could get 3 people off with it. You can kick 1 person away from a team fight with it. The value is basically, it changes the status of the team fight immediately. Change the status of that one. It wasn't a fight, but it definitely meant a free Baron for them.
However, IG still know they're quite far in the lead here, Raz. 6 turrets to none. Finally, it seems like Moyu can go toe-to-toe against Shy. Kinda.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Can stop him from hitting that tower. Also means that Ezreal is going to be able to get to his 3rd item breakpoint.
They're still going to try and push on through here. TheShy getting good damage onto Moyu. You already can see Karin waiting in the wings, looking to try and see if they can collapse on them. But IG go for a full-blown team fight instead underneath the inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Karin's still waiting. And this is against Baron buff for us.
Yeah, they're just trying to find out where Karin is at all times. If he's looking to try and stop Jayce to the bottom side, then they're trying to push up and get a little bit more chip on that turret. If he's walking towards them in the mid lane, then Jackie, or at least the Jayce starts moving up towards the bottom side to be able to take that turret.
Big shields coming out from the Karma. Karin tries to jump in for a fight, locks down Baolan, not the target you really want to look towards. JackeyLove moves forward, gets damage on the turret, and the turret falls. IG break into the base against TOP. QiuQiu will arcade shift away. Moyu not going to connect with anyone, throwing them back with the ultimate. Cat in trouble, taking a lot of damage, throws out his own ultimate. Moyu jumping the back lines. TheShy fairly low. Ultimate comes out from Ning to reinitiate the team fight for TOP instead, focusing back on towards the inhibitor. JackeyLove should be able to take that one down. Moyu trying to get back to base, teleports away with the Baron and power. Recall has teleported, jump back into the team fight if he needs to do so. Baolan saving JackeyLove, flashing over the wall. They get trouble now. There's a teleport deep in the back lines coming out from Poppy. Looking to get behind IG.
That's
Rookie
deep.
going fairly low. JackeyLove exhausted. QiuQiu comes up big, but he can't kill JackeyLove. 1-on-1. QiuQiu takes the kill. Poppy gets in the back lines, picking one back up onto TheShy, and they still want to chase down for more. Baolan into the wall. Double kill picked up by QiuQiu, and TOP win a team fight.
And just when you count them out, TOP showcases that they can still fight. There are still many towers for them to take. Every single tower is ripe for the picking in terms of IG's side of the map. That is just, that is insane. The fact that that TP coming in from Moyu was incredibly deep. QiuQiu did not have mana as an Ezreal. That's usually when you call it quits on that team fight. That's when you back away and say, okay, we just don't have the damage. But he had enough mana to be able to take down JackeyLove and chase them down. So this is when you take a step back and try and figure out, what does IG do to actually finish out a game? Because for the last game, at the very least, it felt like we were in the same scenario where completing a game was actually difficult just because TOP were just raring for a fight. And Fish is having some technical difficulties, so you're just going to be listening to my sweet voice, everybody. So let's take a look at this. Because TOP being able to win that fight meant that it struck in a little bit of fear in the side of IG. It's a little bit harder for them to be able to just stomp their foot and take these fights just because they don't necessarily have a major tank to kind of just follow up on Ning's engage. So I want to see how they're able to play this one out. Look at where Jayce is currently. Jayce is right up at the top side of the map, and that's drawing out TOP. Poppy now has to go top side to try and answer him. So this is incredibly smart from IG to play a lot slower. Take a slower pace and recognize that the entirety of TOP need that team fight. So they're just being denied from it entirely. All right, so IG going in for it. That's actually a full shield. All right, good timing. They recognize that both the Zac and Ggoong were dealing with both the mid lane and with Jayce on the top side of the map. So this should be a free inhibitor on the bot side. Losing both mid lane and bottom lane inhibitor just means that Invictus Gaming... Oh wait, that's actually not a lost inhib.
All right, finally we got the microphone.
Welcome back.
We got the microphone working. It's all right. If I leave it alone and don't touch it, should be fine.
Please don't cough anymore.
I haven't seen what's happened so far, but so far, you can see Moyu trying to go for a one-on-one against TheShy. Karin's going to try and follow up as well. They're flashing for this one. They want to pick up the kill. Baolan looking to try and get into the fight as well, but he just can't. Ning now going to try and rejoin this one. TOP, they have the numbers advantage. Rookie looking to try and get in and make sure he can protect his jungler. Ning pops the Gargoyle Stone Plate to stay alive. JackeyLove getting good damage. Moyu slams him into the wall, but still very healthy. Shockwave will bring Sejuani back. Ning very low, but JackeyLove gets the kill onto Moyu. Now chasing down the rest of TOP. Moving forward, can't get into the rest of the back line. A 1-for-1 trade. The rest of TOP trying to retreat. The Nexus should be the next target for IG if they can make their way towards it, but first settling for all the inhibitor turrets taken down.
Yeah, this is getting incredibly annoying for TOP because that looked like a decent fight for them to pick, being able to take down TheShy early. But taking down TheShy meant that you lose the bottom lane inhib, and that's 3 inhibs down for TOP.
They move straight towards the Baron pit here. IG should be able to take this one nice and safe. 8,000 gold up. There's no way Chojo can steal this one. Well, he tried.
It was getting a little scary there for IG. It was hard. They ran into a few hiccups. We did too. But the fact that they were smart enough to play this one out slowly. Take a look at this. Sure, TheShy is getting soloed out. They bring in Karin as well, but if you look on the bottom side of the map, that's an inhibitor being taken as well. So the rest of IG finish the job down there and bring the fight to TOP to make it up for it. It's going to be a little bit long because the only thing that actually happens here is JackeyLove just constantly dealing damage on the front line of TOP.
I mean, they get the shockwave out here.
That was nice, but it didn't turn into much because Ning had a proper shield that came through on the Locker of the Iron Solari. So just good timing to keep himself alive. It was just unfortunate for Ggoong because that got baited out.
It just doesn't feel like they can get enough damage onto JackeyLove, who is dishing out the damage for IG in these team fights. TOP still going to try, though. Good cancel coming out from Ning to stop Karin jumping into the back line. He's forced to use his own stone plate to stay alive.
Seems like the game plan for TOP changes every team fight. Do they want to go onto the back line and try and solo out JackeyLove?
Oh, big shockwave comes through, but so many shields on top of JackeyLove means it does absolutely nothing, Raz. Karin's going to try and deliver them into the back lines. Baolan will save his AD carry, and he's just going to keep going forward, chasing them back into the fountain until TOP can't fight anymore. IG pick up the series 2-0.
And that is a smart way to end it. They had the full backing of the 3 waves of super minions as well. They recognized that TOP were starting to fight back and didn't give them that chance.
And what a great way to do it as well. We have TheShy picking up his 101st kill in the LPL off the back of that game. On top of that, now IG propel themselves to top of their conference. But for TOP, the loss spree just continues, Raz. Where does it end?
I mean, I think, look at the smiles on their faces. They're not too much worried about the losses coming at them, but the growth that are starting to take place. They went up against the top of the table team in the east of Invictus Gaming, and they put up a fight. Even though the record will still show as 0-2, and they're starting to get used to that, it still showcases that they're really starting to take fights to teams, and they're starting to etch out an identity for themselves.
I mean, sure, you could say that for game number 1, but game 2 is all IG. Yes, they got the steal. Chocho, you know, brought it back for a little bit.
All right, you got me.
But without that, what do they have in game 2?
Okay, that was rough. But that was rough because they had an identity. It just had a lot of problems when they didn't really prioritize the laning phase. They went too hard into that ideal late game team fight and completely forgot about the fact that TheShy's Jayce is massive. TheShy has gone towards Jayce before, picked it up again in the first phase in pick and ban. So you're like, what do you actually expect in that time? Of course, you levy enough ganks on the top side of the map, and maybe you kind of slow him down, but it was only really hoping to slow him down, and the execution fell short on that end too.
JackeyLove as well with the massive damage in those late game team fights on Vayne.
These are all on tanks too. JackeyLove only really had access to Braum, Zach, and Poppy, and he made every shot count.
TheShy as well, you know, doing work in the top lane against Moyu's Poppy. The shutdown so early on, and how he took both turrets really early into the match as well. Despite the early gank coming out from Karin on top of that. It's almost like they forgot what happens when you put a Poppy in the top lane against a ranged matchup. We saw a lot of that last year.
Yep. Just don't pick it into that. In fact, just don't pick Poppy in that scenario. I would say pick Poppy when you're going up against a Tang. When you know that's going to be the case, then do it. But you know what? They just tried it. It was an experiment.
Unfortunately, it was into a Jayce, and it was not enough for TOP to pick up victory in any one of the games of that best-of-3 series, Raz. And again, TOP bottom of the table, IG propelled themselves to the top of the table. To break down that series a little bit more, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you so much, Fish. And that was indeed the 2-0 to IG. Now, I do, however, want to talk about tunnel visioning. And we're going to go all the way to Champion Select for that one because we had, what do we have first pick, Frosk?
It was a Tahm Kench.
And then what happened after that?
Oh, okay. So the ultimate no fun champion, the Tahm Kench comes out as a priority pick. You don't have to look at any other pick. You already know that Invictus Gaming are going for a hyper carry ADC composition. Like if you're going to put that much priority on Kench, you know that it's going to be something big. They gave JackeyLove Varus the first game, they give him Vayne this second game. At that point, TOP start opening up every cupboard. They're digging through closets. They're going under the bed. They're like, what do we have to dive the back on? Grab the Zac, get the Braum. And they're like, do you play Maokai? He's like, no, but I got a Poppy. He's like, I guess that's fine. Flash W, get into the back line. They look at Ggoong. Can you play Galio? He's like, no, but I can play Orianna.
It's like, great, we'll take that one too.
Exactly, throw it on there. Because the thing is Orianna, her command Shockwave outranges Vayne's auto attack. So what's cool about Ori is that if she ever gets ahead or comes late game, you just plant the ball and you never actually have to ult anyone if you don't want. Vayne just can't walk past it. Unfortunately, while the game plan you could see from TOP, they're like, ah crap, the Vayne is coming, ban all the AD carries, make sure it's something, you know, that we can deal with. The composition didn't really execute that way.
No, it did not. And the other problem was there was a Jayce in the top lane, and who was on that Jayce? It was TheShy, and TheShy was absolutely destroying that matchup. I think he flamed Horizon the top lane at the end of the game, and it was a complete disaster.
Yeah, that's the problem. So while the Poppy makes sense when you're thinking about the higher picture of the composition, you know, if you have a hyper carry, you've got big tanks, Poppy can just boom, smack those tanks out of there, you get access to the AD carry, or maybe she flash W's back in. But like you said, the Jayce just got a free lane phase. And even then, the Vayne doesn't have to do anything because this guy is massive. Flamed Horizon, multiple kills, no one can stop him, he's diving towers, he's 2v1, and meanwhile, JackeyLove literally has 20 CS above perfect. So at that point, it was like, I guess Invictus Gaming are just gonna win.
Yeah, pretty much. And it essentially just played out from Champion Select. It was assumed it became an arms race of can we get all the divers ever?
Dive.
And he ends up locking the first Poppy that we've actually seen all split anywhere apart from the Academy League in NA. But that was also not even last pick. Orianna was the last pick, and it was just like, all right, fantastic. I guess we'll just win with Jayce.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I will say this, that Ggoong did have a lot of mid lane bans thrown at him, which Invictus Gaming have been doing a lot. They actually did it against JD Gaming as well. And what's kind of interesting is, again, their mid laner is Rookie. If you talk to any LPL mid laner, it's always like, who do you want to face? Oh, I really want to face Rookie. Who do you think's the best mid laner in the league? It's definitely Rookie. Like, he is so well respected, and the fact that he's now putting himself on these support champions, and that Invictus Gaming are throwing all of these bans at the mid lane is very interesting, because normally Rookie would take any matchup.
But that's what we spoke about before, right? It's just like Rookie even said himself, they're making the shift away from mid lane, and because they have the aggressiveness of JackeyLove. So they definitely want to do this. It's just interesting that they're now trying to cover up mid lane. It's just like, well, what counts as support champions? Well, pretty much everything. So let's ban everything.
I don't necessarily think it's about countering out mid lane, although you can view it that way. I actually think it's because they do have JackeyLove. So if you ban the mid laners and you leave open the Kalista, the Ezreals, the Vaynes, the Kog'Maws, like these other high priority ADCs, like they have JackeyLove. They believe that they have the better ADC. You see him spoken of so highly, so if you leave all of them open, you're going to get one. And even if it's not the one that you wanted or the best one, you feel that you're going to win that matchup anyway because you have the better player.
To be fair, that's exactly what happened in this game. There was a Kalista ban, there was a Varus ban out from TOP, and it's like, well, Vayne exists, and pretty much everything else as well. They also banned the Kog'Maw, so yeah, eventually they will just pick something because there is still something left. But it's a sad tale of Topsports currently. 0-16 now, tied, I think, for the longest loss streak, at least in LCK. I know LMS, Clement was telling us like
28
there was like 28 games. It's like, hang on, so actually count, because I know there was best of ones.
Yeah. It feels bad, but I will echo Raz a little bit. You can still see the growth. I know it's like a trigger word, like, oh, don't talk about the growth, like they're last place right now, they're 0-5, and no, you can actually see it in TOP. They are quite clever. Even in game number 1, they were setting up dives. There was that moment when Jarvan placed the ward over the side of the wall, and you could see that Oren wanted to teleport, that they were looking for a dive, but it was just slight hesitation. And watching that, you're like, that is the right play, TOP. Just go for it. But they just back away. So I think as soon as they find their confidence, if they don't get tilted, they have the right playbook. They just need
Yeah.
to execute on the play.
And there's still some magic there as well. Like, it seems like as soon as they go towards Baron, something's going to happen, just like that steal that we saw. But either way, I'm going to send it over to Clement, who is standing by with JackeyLove.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and with me right now is the victorious JackeyLove. JackeyLove, 你可以跟大家先打声招呼吗？
大家好，我是 IG 的 AD JackeyLove。
So my first question for you, JackeyLove, is that series against TOP looked a little bit more difficult than a lot of people expected, and we also heard from you guys before the series that you felt your team's performance in the week 1 and week 2 were just average. Can you tell us about what you think needs to improve on Invictus Gaming? 就 JackeyLove， 其实刚刚那个系列的话，我觉得打的其实比大家想象中的艰难的许多。那在这个今天的这个比赛前，我们有看到那个群访的部分，有听到你们说，就觉得自己之前的表现可能还算是普通。你能和我们说一下，你期望 IG 可以在哪些点进步吗？
第一个的话，因为就是我们最近自从上周比赛开始嘛，我们就是沟通比以前做得更好了一点。然后最近的话，我们要就是把视野的问题给提升上来的话，我们就整体如果沟通更好一点，视野做的这个更好一点的话，我们应该会打得就更好。
So JackeyLove's answer is that for the past week we've been trying to improve our communication, and the second point is that we really want to get better vision. If those two things improve, then we feel like we will up our gameplay. 那 JackeyLove 第二个想问你的问题是，其实我们赛前的时候有听到这个 Rookie 在讲说，他现在线上不用打这么凶了，因为他知道你可以去帮他完成这一个任务。你自己觉得你目前在 IG 上的位置，担任这一个前期的一个主要的这个进攻的发动，有什么样的一个想法？
其实因为这个版本的话，中单大部分就3个英雄嘛，沙皇、马尔扎哈还有瑞兹，还有佐伊这几个英雄，然后中路也不用打得很凶，所以现在这版本的话，我们中路的话是让他该凶的时候可以凶，然后现在我们中下就有时候如果是打得很顺的话，我们上下两路的话也是可以接管比赛的，所以他现在也可能会就打得保守一点，也牺牲一点嘛。
So I asked JackeyLove what he felt about Rookie's statement that now he is in the roster, he doesn't need to play for winning lanes, he can play a little bit more back, not be so aggressive. And JackeyLove's answer is that this does have a lot to do with the meta. We see the big four in the mid lane right now. You have the Azir, the Malzahar, the Zoe, and the Ryze. Not all of these champions are going to constantly carry the games by themselves. A lot of these will just farm it out. So right now, IG, they can carry the games from the bot lane and also from the top lane as well. So he's pretty happy about that, and he does feel like ultimately it does come down more into the meta side of things. So my last question for you, JackeyLove, you are the new face, the face of the new generation of LPL players. What are your personal goals for your first split in the LPL? JackeyLove， 我想问你最后一个问题的话，就是你是这个 LPL 新生代的一个，我觉得最重要的一个面孔。那你自己在这一季的话，有没有什么样的目标？
因为这个其实，因为以前我的杯赛也打挺多的嘛，然后初上 LPL 的话，就前2周的话打的也不算太好，就后面就希望自己越打越好吧，然后争取这个春季赛拿个好的成绩吧。
JackeyLove's answer is that I have won a lot of other titles in like the NEST Cups and other unofficial tournaments, but I'm not exactly satisfied with my first weeks of performance here in the LPL. I just wish that I can continue to improve, and I hope that we get a good record in the spring split. So that's all we have right now. Please don't go away. We still have match of the week coming up between OMG and EDG.